for question paper leak. I told them that I'm in touch with at least 4 aspirants whose names are Ayush, age 14, Anurag Yadav, age 22, Abhishek Kumar, age 21, and Shivanandan Kumar, aged 19, who are willing to purchase these question papers. On the night of May 4th, in Ramkrishna Nagar, I was given the question papers along with answers by Nitish Kumar and Amit Anand. Out of greed, I asked each candidate to give 40 lakh rupees instead of the amount that was fixed earlier. The next day, I was nabbed by the police during a vehicle checking with admit cards of these students. This is the statement that Sikhander Yadvendra has given to the police. Another statement is also coming through, but all of these statements pointing to the fact that in fact there was a nexus here through which attempts were being made to get those get the paper out in the open, and students were in fact in touch with some of these people. I was in touch with some of these people, and that is what many of these accused are saying at the moment. We're given to understand Dr. Anupam Goyal has joined us on the show. Dr. Goyal, thank you for taking time out. I want to understand from you, sir, as far as the law around question paper leak is concerned, where does the law stand at the moment, and what are you making of the ongoing controversy?
Yeah, thanks, Madam Kothari, for inviting me on this contentious issue of paper leak. My worry is, first of all, like in these 2 prestigious papers, exams, where the future of these students, they are at stake. They are very, very prestigious. They are very, very, like for these exams, both of them, huge stakes are involved, and students, they work a lot. Both the exams, they involve huge hard work, and it's like I'm painful to hear that these exams, they get leaked, and they are a big problem for the students as well as the guardians, as the parents, like where we are heading towards. Paper leak has always been there, and it's not a simple offense. It's a crime. It's a crime against society, against individuals, against the whole state. But only worry is like how to handle this. And in spite of all those technological advancements and all those legal advancements, we are unable to control this menace. And leaking exams, exam papers, and then cancelling them suddenly, I think there is no substitute, no alternate to this. So like yesterday, my own scholar, even research scholar, on 18th, she appeared for the exam, taken chutti from me for a week, more than a week, and suddenly the next very day the exam got cancelled. She had to travel from a very far off place to appear for the exam, to take the exam, and suddenly, like, it's a huge loss to the individuals, to the students, parents, to the whole society. It's a very painful situation all through.
All right. It is a painful situation, no doubt, Dr. Anupama. From you, ma'am, I want to understand. So we know that this is a reality. We know in many of these cases, aspirants try and get to the middlemen who promised to them that they will arrange question papers. Sometimes these are false hopes. Many a times, such as in this case, it does appear that the question paper was actually leaked ahead of that crucial NEET UG examination. In your assessment, what does the law say around leaking of question paper? Do you believe in your, in your assessment that there should be a redoing of NEET exam, that the NEET exam should happen, in fact, once again, if some people were privy to the question paper before it was released?
Yes, Ms. Kothari, like, I don't know, leaking exam is a criminal offense. It's a cheating, it's a fraud. But holding it again, it's a very cumbersome, very time consuming, very resource consuming, and also draining for the aspirants, students who have devoted so much of time and energy in preparing, and with no results, and now they'll also be undergoing the same trauma, same effort again. because of the fault or greed of few people. It's very, very difficult for the aspirants. If you empathize, if you are able to empathize, you can think of like how hard it is for the students, and their future is hanging in the air. They do not know what will happen in the next exam. And as we all know, earlier, prior to 2012 or 13, different colleges, medical colleges, they used to take exam, their own individual exams, and their students, they'll have to undergo 10, 12 exams to clear and get a seat in the medical profession. The basic purpose of NEET, UG and PG and even SS was that to centralize the whole pattern of examination, testing of students' ability, and to get a seat with 1 or 2 exams throughout India, so that they can get a seat in 1 or 2 efforts. They need not to undergo multiple examinations at different centers. So that was the basic purpose. But problem is, like, if in this 1 or 2 exams, one exam which is centralized, there is a paper leak, and more than like lakhs of students, they are the sufferers. It's a very, very difficult situation for all of them. So law is there, like they will be, like as you said, they'll be arrested. They have been arrested. There will be a cases against them. All that will happen. That's no substitute for the students. What will they do? They have filed cases in the Supreme Court. They can file cases in the High Court. That's the only thing they can do. But what about their future? Who will think about that? Why can't we be very, very cautious? As Supreme Court has said, that 0.001% of negligence is not possible in such kind of exams.
Absolutely.
So this is very, very, very difficult situation especially for the students' parents.
Absolutely.
And for the society also.
Absolutely, Dr. Anupama. Very difficult situation for students, for parents, for more than 25 lakh students who appeared for that NEET exam. They now know it wasn't fair. Many of their own colleagues, some of their classmates perhaps had access to that key question paper before the actual examination, and the discrepancies that are now coming out from that exam which was conducted by NTA are never ending at the moment. The big question we are asking is, after all of that information has been made public, should NTA reconduct NEET UG exam? We'll be asking those questions here on News9 Live. Time for a short break. We'll be back in just a bit.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
When we talk about India, unfortunately the country has the highest burden of road crash fatalities.
तो लगभग 76% लोग pedestrians और two-wheeler वाले हैं जिनकी डेथ हुई है.
While the highways are getting better in India, the local roads, the city roads, the town roads, these need to be improved.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're with us on News9 Live. The Ministry of Education has now officially released a statement on 19th of June announcing the cancellation of UGC-NET examination. Now, this affects over 19 lakh aspirants who took these exams in 317 cities. In a statement, the ministry has cited the reasons behind cancellation. It says, and I quote, on 19th June 2024, the University Grants Commission, UGC, received certain inputs from National Cybercrime Threat Analytical Unit of the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center under the Ministry of Home Affairs on the examination. Now, these inputs prima facie indicate that the integrity of aforesaid examination may have been compromised, unquote. The statement further mentions that while details of a fresh exam to be conducted is to be released later in a while, the CBI will investigate into the malpractices which have been highlighted by the relevant authority here. Now, UGC-NET examination was held on 18th of June and was conducted by NTA, National Testing Agency, which is in the middle of a controversy. The ongoing controversy up until now was NEET UG. It is also now the University Grants Commission NET examination. Now remember, the current exam that we're talking about, UGC-NET, it took place in usual OMR mode, was held in 2 shifts across cities, across 300 cities, which is what we're given to understand. The ministry has assured strict action shall be taken against those who are found guilty in the matter. Now, the UGC-NET is held for those who aspire to be assistant professors or seek junior research fellowship. Now, these are 2 papers that one has to appear for. Paper 1, which is common for all candidates, which includes questions on teaching, research aptitude and reasoning. Now, paper 2 is subject specific and questions are based on the choice of subject made by the candidate at the very beginning. Now, politics has in fact erupted over the matter. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has demanded that the government take accountability for such consistent negligence reported for both NET as well as NEET exams. Mallikarjun Kharge has also posted on platform X, formerly Twitter, asking when shall NEET exam be cancelled given the number of paper leaks and other malpractices that have been reported. On your screens, of course, are those statements right now. I'm given to understand Dr. Anupama Goyal, Professor of Law, National Law University, is with us. Also joining us is Abhijit Thakur, live from DU Faculty of Arts. I would have first come to you, Abhijit. What are we making of these fresh reports that are coming out? It was NEET first, now it's NET. It does look like the authority of NTA is under question.
Definitely the whole credibility of National Testing Agency is under question, and now students are demanding to scrap the NTA and form a fresh agency, while the opposition is demanding the resignation of the Education Minister. I am joined here by the candidates who appeared for UGC-NET on 18th of June, and now they are shocked after knowing the late evening that the examinations has been scrapped and now the fresh examinations will be held. First question is that how do you feel after preparing for the whole year and then appearing for examination, and the next evening you get to know that the examination has been cancelled and you will have to reappear for the examination?
It's really frustrating means when you get to know that exam is cancelled. Means you told ki we prepare for this for at almost a year, and also we means this exam has become very important for all of us, because this will be also a key to get admission into the PhD, and apart from being qualified for the assistant professor and JRF, and means after preparation process is itself a torture. Means you have to do a rote learning. They don't ask critical questions, analyzing questions, and after doing all this thing, when you appear, and then appearing for exam is itself something else. Means you go to the center, you have to face something else, you have to spend money, and the center that you are getting, there is no facilities there. Fan was not running, we are not able to sit properly. Even some students have fainted because of this so much heat.
And after all these difficulties, now that you get to know that the examinations has been cancelled, what the candidates are demanding, what do you demand, that how the way should these examinations be conducted, and what should be done to revamp the structure of NTA?
First of all, what we need to focus on is to see how NTA has been failing repeatedly, not just for NET, for NEET exams, the huge scams that have happened, for how incompetent they were conducting CUET from the very first time it was conducted. There is no accountability on part of NTA. So the most important thing that we should demand is accountability on their part to and also clarity, because what will you do after this cancellation? What is going to happen to our futures? Because we do not know if the exam is going to be conducted 3 days later or like 3 months later. There is no clarity about that. We do not know if we will get through PhD exams, because NET is a compulsory aspect of PhD entrances now. So we want accountability, we want clarity from the government's end. We want the Ministry of Education to take responsibility for their shortcomings. It's not students' fault that we should suffer like this.
Accountability and responsibility must be fixed, what students are demanding. And you can see these are the 5 candidates are with me, and all of them are suffering and are in shock because of the decision that came late evening yesterday, and now they are demanding that the responsibility should be fixed, and what will be the future of NTA. That is also under question, because students are demanding that the date should be announced as soon as possible, because till now there is no clarity when the fresh dates will come and they have to reappear for the examination. How long you have been preparing for the UGC-NET, and now that the examination has been cancelled, what is your first take on this?
I just did my post-graduation. I'm just done. So I have been preparing for last 6 months for NET, because the ways in which the reforms were made, that the NET is mandatory for PhD admissions also now. So for that we have been, all of the students were under crisis, and the ways in which the reforms were carried out were without any considerations with students, any consultations with what students are demanding. So in that step itself, NTA was not clear with with our students. Now though, after preparing and giving the NET, in one day we are getting to know that it will be cancelled. And now there is no clarity about dates as said, and there is no clarity whether we can give in this city itself or so, because many students have travelled back to their homes after giving exams. So there is no clarity in that as well. And now we are left in dark. We don't know what to do now. Our PhDs are in crisis, our future is in crisis in that sense.
One more question is that since 2018 the examinations were being conducted online, but only this year it was decided by the NTA that the examination will be conducted on pen and paper mode. That is also a question. And what is the take of students on this? Do you think
Abhijit,
that the pen and paper
Abhijit,
question
I'll come back to you
also,
shortly. From what we are hearing,
conducted?
students are saying at the moment they want to know the final date on which the exam will be conducted. They're also asking who's to be held responsible for all the time that has been lost in preparation, all the time lost in giving that exam which was conducted on Tuesday has now been nullified. They don't know when the exam will be conducted next, so their future hangs in balance. All those questions that prospective students, prospective teachers, assistant professors, people hoping to apply for PhD who appeared for UGC-NET will be asking those questions along with them after this very short break.
$20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
This is News9 Live, India's only digital exclusive live stream. For the early adopters, bringing you the news 24/7. For the smart audiences on the smartest TVs. News9 Live. Stream now on your smart TVs.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live. I'm Shweta Kothari. The big question, of course, we're asking is whether NTA as an authority needs to be further scrutinized for all the question paper leaks that are coming to light, from NEET UG exam earlier to now cancelled UGC-NET examination. There have been paper leaks time and again, raising questions on the authority that actually conducts these examinations. Now, what are these paper leaks? UP Constable Recruitment Promotion Exam 2023. Allegations are that there were paper leaks in that exam as well as the Rajasthan eligibility for elementary teachers, which is the REET exam in 2023, Telangana State Public Service Commission exam in 2023, Maharashtra Higher Secondary Certificate exam in 2023, Telangana Secondary School exam in 2023, the AIMS recruitment exam in 2023, Assam Class 10th board exam in 2023. All these question papers were said to be leaked previously in the year 2023. Now that trend is continuing in 2024 with at least two crucial exam and allegations of their paper leak doing the rounds. In fact, there is one confirmation so far, which is the UGC-NET exam, where the authority, in this case NTA, the National Testing Agency, has called off the exam, which was conducted on Tuesday, and the exam will happen once again. Question that we're asking is, who is to be held responsible for playing with the lives of these students, playing with their time, and most importantly, wasting the time of not just the authorities who conduct exam, but wasting everybody's time who is involved in the process. It takes time, it takes money, it makes an economic loss to the government to reconduct these exams again and again. Let's discuss that. Dr. Anupama Goyal, Professor of Law, continues to be with us. She's from the National Law University. Dr. Goyal, now we are hearing of the UGC-NET. In fact, you were talking about UGC-NET, how somebody you teach was also hoping to appear for that new UGC-NET exam. They gave the exam. Now they don't know when the exam will happen. This is a huge loss, ma'am.
Yeah, as you said, like, it's a huge loss, not for the future for the students are in dark. We do not know when it is going to happen. More than that, I think it's a erosion of value system in our society. We lack that kind of responsibility, accountability, integrity, which must be there in such kind of very sensitive systems we are playing with. So NTA must be responsible, must come before and admit that there is some kind of negligence or some kind of lack of caution on their part, and therefore these leaks occur. And you have shown so many exam leaks by state authorities also, in different kinds of state exams also. Sorry. So my worry is, like, on one side you can see so many paper leaks, and we can see government knows and understands the sensitivity of this aspect of paper leak, lack of integrity, lack of fairness and all that. And therefore, maybe one bill they have come up, which has been passed by Lok Sabha. I think it's pending in Rajya Sabha, or it's awaiting assent from the president. That is Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024-23. So that's there, where they have made it all very stringent, that if any kind of compromise is there with regards to paper leakage or integrity or fairness, something goes wrong, there would be a huge penalty. I think it is around more than 1 crore of rupees, and maybe the person can be sent to 10 years of jail. So they have made it more stringent. It's not a simple criminal offense as fraud or some kind of laxity or negligence. They have made it very stringent. So I don't see that there is law lacks anything. It would be passed, the act would be there, and that would be applicable to all these paper leaks. But point is, like, how to ensure that there is no paper leak, how to ensure that there is fairness and integrity on part of each one of us.
Right.
So NTA has to come forward to take this kind of responsibility on their own. And even Supreme Court, during deliberations in the NEET case, they have asked them that come forward. and accept that something has gone wrong somewhere, and you will have to investigate it. And because the lawyer representing them was not in a position to say anything, and therefore CBI has taken up these matters.
Right.
So that kind of some kind of problem with value system is also there, because all the posts have been held by all of us.
There seems to be a problem with the value system. This seems to be a problem with the fairness, not just on part of people who are conducting the exams, but also on the part of students who are hoping to seek that exam paper well in advance so as to know what's going to come in the exam. So fairness and accountability, not just for the authority, but also perhaps for the people who are conducting these exams and who are appearing for these exams. I think it has to be accountability on behalf of each of these stakeholders. Dr. Anupama, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining in, for your crucial inputs on that story. Remember, we are talking about paper leaks. It is a menace. It is a problem that this country is currently grappling with paper leaks on paper leaks now appearing. After NEET UG, it's the UGC-NET exam. In this case, the exam has been in fact cancelled. As far as NEET UG is concerned, that is currently being heard. The matter is being heard in the Apex Court. But before I close the show, the Patna High Court has set aside a law which increases the reservations for ST, SCs and backward and extremely backward classes from 50% to 65%. The court, while setting aside the increase in reservation, termed it as ultra-vires and as violative of the equality clause under Article 14, 15 and 16 of the Indian Constitution. With this judgment, the Bihar Reservation of Vacancies in Posts and Services Amendment Act 2023 and the Bihar Reservation Act 2023 have now been nullified by the Patna High Court. The judgment was delivered by Bihar High Court Chief Justice K. Vinod Chandran and Justice Harish Kumar while hearing a batch of petitions challenging the amendments brought in by Bihar Legislative Assembly in 2023. Under the new amendments, the reservation quota in Bihar's educational institutions and state government jobs was increased from 50% to 65%, which included quotas of 20% for SCs, 2% for STs, and 18% for backward classes, while 25% for extremely backward classes. Those reservations have now been set aside. The reservation at the moment stands at 50%. Well, with that, it's the end of this show. Thank you very much for watching.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface, but not the living people?
When we talk about India, unfortunately the country has the highest burden of road crash fatalities.
तो लगभग 76% लोग pedestrians और two-wheeler वाले हैं जिनकी death हुई है.
While the highways are getting better in India, the local roads, the city roads, the town roads, these need to be improved.
This and more